President Emmanuel Macron of France arrives in New Delhi tonight on a 4-day visit that will also take him to Agra and Varanasi. The President Macron and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold bilateral talks tomorrow and co-chair the inaugural summit of International Solar Alliance on Sunday. A highlight of the visit will be stepped up Indo-French naval cooperation in the Indian Ocean. Now, WION's Ramesh Ramachandran looks at the personalities of the two leaders and convergence of ideas between them on issues now ranging from climate change and counter-terrorism to defense and maritime security. Take a look.
One is a consummate politician and a conservative at that, and the other a political novice and centrist. But Narendra Modi and the much younger Emmanuel Macron hit it off early on, with the French president giving the Indian premier a bear hug at the start of Modi's hastily arranged visit to Paris in June last year. It took place only 3 weeks after Macron's inauguration and barely 48 hours after President Donald Trump pulled the US out of Paris Climate Accord. But Modi's words were just the balm Macron needed.
साथ भी हैं और समझौते के बाद भी हम मिलकर के चलेंगे, मिलकर के करेंगे और भावी पीढ़ी को मिलकर के कुछ न कुछ तोहफा देकर के जाएंगे, इस कमिटमेंट के साथ। और इस दिशा में हमने कई महत्वपूर्ण कदम उठाए हैं।
Macron was not one to disappoint either. Flanked by Modi, he reiterated France's commitment to strengthening defense and counter-terrorism cooperation with India.
Terrorism, is striking both our countries in different way, but we will continue to work in the field of defense cooperation, maritime security, intelligence as well, and by fighting the spread of terrorism on the internet as well. I am working for the G20 to deal with that matter, and will make a number of concrete decisions by the end of the year in the field. Lastly, I would like India to continue to stand by us in all forms of the fight against all forms of terrorism, and similarly France will stood by India.
This week it is Modi's turn to play host to Macron. The two will review India-France strategic partnership, which completes 2 decades this year, and co-chair the maiden International Solar Alliance Summit. Macron and Modi will discuss defense, maritime security, counter-terrorism, space, trade and investments, education and people-to-people ties. Civil nuclear energy will form another important agenda item. India and France will also sign an agreement recognizing each other's academic degrees in a bid to boost the number of Indian students studying in France. They will look to clinch a defense logistics pact whereby France will give Indian Navy access to the French bases in the Indian Ocean region, such as Reunion Island, Djibouti in the Horn of Africa, and Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. As France seeks to further integrate itself in the wider Indian Ocean region, a source says there is room for very strong bilateral cooperation between India and France. At the same time, France is not opposed to the idea of working in a multilateral format with India and other like-minded countries. It is Macron's first ever visit to India, so he will soak in the sights and sounds, including a boat ride with Prime Minister Modi on the banks of River Ganga at Varanasi. First Lady Brigitte Macron and he will keep their date with the Taj Mahal too. Ramesh Ramachandran, WION.
And WION's correspondent Jessica Thaneja spoke to French ambassador's wife Veronique Ziegler on Macron's visit to India. Listen in.
We have with us the French ambassador's wife, Ms. Ziegler here. Mrs. Ziegler, President Macron is coming to India tomorrow. How do you view his visit to India?
I mean, it's very important for French-Indian relationships. We wish President Macron a very, very good visit. And, you know, the gender equality is something so important in France, especially for Mr. and Mrs. Macron.
Right. And how do you see the Indo-French ties strengthening under Prime Minister Modi and under President Macron from here on?
I mean, they appreciate all together, and they really would like a new world with a lot of democracy.
Right.
So this is the main point.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. That was the French ambassador's wife telling us the Indo-French relationships will only strengthen from here on, and India will surely see this visit by French President Macron very closely. Jessica Taneja with video journalist Sanjeet, WION, New Delhi.
And WION's Jessica Taneja also spoke to French nationals in New Delhi. Let's listen in.
This is an important visit for both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the French President. Let's hear from the French people here in New Delhi on what they make of this event by the French President. And what is your view on the French President's visit tomorrow to India?
Yes, we are extremely excited about his visit and, of course, the visit of Madame Macron. And we are really happy to have them in our country.
Right. And so... Oh, absolutely. And so how do you see the Indo-French ties strengthening from here on when it comes to the leadership that both Prime Minister Modi and President Macron have, the friendship that they share? How do you see our friendship growing further?
Yes. I believe there is extreme scope in this friendship and developing it. India and France have had excellent relationships. It's nothing new in the field of industry, in the field of culture, in the field of culinary exchange, in the field of dance, in the music. And we just finished what was called Bonjour India, and the visit of Mr. Macron and the initiatives with the different French and Indian entities are something great, which we are looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And so how do you see French President Emmanuel Macron's visit?
Yes, we are very proud of our French president, and we are very happy that he comes. For the relationship between India and France is very important for us to this relationship. That this relationship is from many years ago, from 100 to 200 years ago, from India and France, and we are very happy to receive the President Macron here.
All right. Well, for the French residents here, they're very happy to receive the French President Emmanuel Macron tomorrow here in New Delhi. Of course, this will be an important meet between the two leaders, and we'll wait and see on how that commences. Jessica Taneja with video journalist Sanjeet for WION in New Delhi.